Ah, Splatoon. Who hasn't heard of it? This third-person shooter is easily one of my favorites from Nintendo. The unique world building and character designs, along with those bright neon colors, have always intrigued me into playing it. That's why I got myself a copy of Splatoon 3 to try out the style of gameplay and see if I liked it. I had already seen it countless times due to marketing, but I've never really entered the fandom until the third game rolled out, and TikTok, per usual, blew it up. A portion of my For You page was filled with edits of these so-called Splatoon idols. Once I learned what they were, I instantly fell in love with the concept. Now, if you're already a Splatoon fan and know most of this stuff, feel free to skip to this timestamp. Idols are, according to Google, because I'm not good at describing things, unique characters called idols. These idols serve as in-game hosts for events, aka the Splatfest. Splatfests are these community events where each idol represents a theme. Players would have to choose a theme and fight for it to make it win. As simple as that. Anyways, enough chitter-chatting and let's get to drawing. Please keep in mind that these drawings are from last year, which isn't that long ago, but my art has definitely improved since then. And one more thing, these are the redesigns of some old art from 2022, which I'll be showing at the end of each drawing. Now, let's get started with Aster. For this theme, I wanted a deep contrast between the characters. The initial idea was to have a really colorful character and a duller one with a grayer color scheme.
Aw, jig, trippin'.
But this theme kinda got lost when I added a third member, that you'll see later. You may notice that this idol is short in stature, and that's because he's an inkling cuttlefish, which are just tinier squids. Aww. There is one canon cuttlefish character, this old fart, that shares the same name as a species, although his squid form looks really dry. I can't really base it off of that. So I've decided to include some little details that distinguish cuttlefish from normal inklings. Those being a little pointy peak and weird skin flaps ruffles. Aside from the colorful, colorless theme, I wanted to associate a different sea creature to each of these idols. Aster is themed around starfishes? Hence the constant stars in his design. The name Aster is actually a reference to, meaning star in Greek. Also tiny Easter egg, his little keychains are a reference to a piece of in real life merch that I really like. And we're done! He's a rainbow boy. Here's also his previous design, being more artsy and Arlecchino themed. Next up, we're going from short to long. Meet Herd, our lengthy octoling. This guy represents the absence of color, or well, just darker colors in general. He's got a more punk and messy look, adorned with spiky bits like a Simo spiky bracelet. Again, I wanted him to be different from other octolings, so I gave him gold-like horizontal pupils that matched real octopuses.
Octopi.
And an eye patch.
Yarr, I came for you, booty.
His design overall is really asymmetrical. You may have noticed me using the mirror tool previously on Aster. That was to make him purposely more symmetrical, to contrast furthermore with Herd. His secondary theming are sea urchins, a canon species in the Splatoon universe. Once again, hinted at in his name, since Herd is a word used to describe groups of sea urchins. I have to say, out of all these designs, his might be my favorite. I'm a big sucker for dark and edgy clothing, so that might be why. It's also an improvement from his old stinky look. We've reached our last group member, Anna. The concept of 3 idols was introduced in the third game, coincidentally. Up until then, there will be only 2. I really liked Big Man being a different species from the usual idols, so I decided to do something similar. Anna is a sea bunny, which are just fluffy looking sea slugs. This is a new species that we created, that has a humanoid looking variant like inklings and octolings. She reminds me of Klee from Genshin Impact for some reason. I had to base her look from the canon seed slug character, Flo. Her color scheme hints at her being an albino rabbit. You know, those creepy white bunnies with the killer red eyes. I gave her buck teeth for obvious reasons, and cute freckle splotches. She's wearing a poncho that is referencing the other color that sees bunnies come in, that being this biscuit orange with black dots. She's pretty simple. I'd imagine her in-game look to be more textured to fill out her plain undershirt. Her bunny form is based off a concept I saw while researching. Our credit goes to this person. Lastly, her name is taken from the scientific name for sea bunnies, Joyrana parva. Hope I'm not butchering that. She was definitely harder to make since I couldn't really base her off anything, but it was a nice challenge to start with a blank canvas. Now we're moving on to the last part of this video. Every idol group has their name, so I decided to invent one along with a logo. The name of this group is Out of Water, which is a mistyping of out of water, referencing the term fish out of water. I wanted a play on words that not only continues the trend from the Splatoon 2 idol group Off the Hook, but also ties into the lore of the idols. You may have noticed that both Aster and Herd share something tied on their head in shape of two bunny ears. See what I'm hinting at? The lore of the group isn't fully fleshed out yet, but if you have some headcanons or ideas in mind, write them in the comments and I'll give them a look. But for now, here's what we have so far. In the Splatoon universe, sea bunnies live in a secluded town away from the Inklings and Octolings. Anna has always been fascinated by Inklings, seeing them on advertising and television. She was a big fan of the Squid Sisters, dreaming of being an idol like them. After the acceptance of Octolings in society, sea bunnies saw a beam of hope for their species. That's why many of them, including Anna's family, decided to move into the big city. Anna had a hard time adjusting. Everyone at school would make fun of her. That's when she met Herd and Aster, two unusual characters that were also bullied. They decided to stick together and form an alliance, giving strength to each other. Aster and Herd started wearing headbands and tying their hair tentacles to look like bunny ears and make Anna feel more accepted. That's why I chose fish out of water as a term to describe them, since it's used for someone who is confronted with a stress-inducing situation, such as bullying, and also because they're literal fish out of water. Get it? One more thing. Since every idol has their iconic pose, here's all of them posing together with two fingers up, symbolizing rabbit ears. That's all for today. Please consider leaving a like and showing support to motivate me to make other work like this. If we manage to form a better story in the comments, I may make another video explaining it. I love you all and thanks for watching. God, I stutter so much.